Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamun ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your brother Abdullahi A Mada again, back for the second video. Alhamdulillah, we have entered in the depths of Ramadan and we are approaching, fast towards the end. And as we are approaching the end, we are also approaching the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And in the last 10 nights of Ramadan contains a very special night, one special night known as Laylatul Qadr. And so in this video, we're going to discuss about what Laylatul Qadr is and what is so special about this one night. Allah in the Quran, He tells us that we have indeed sent down this Quran on the night of power. And what is the night of power, you may ask? The night of power is a night, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that it is better than 1,000 months. So this one night known as Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights, which can be found in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, is equal to, in the sight of Allah, to 1,000 months. And if we take a second, 1,000 months to calculate is roughly equal to 83 years, which is over the average lifespan of a human being. And so this is a spiritual treasure, a treasure that Allah has buried deep within the month of Ramadan. If you take an example, imagine you are in a marathon, and as you are approaching, you hear the bells letting you know that you're approaching the last lap. What do you do during this moment? Interestingly, you pick up the pace. You pick up the pace because you know this is the determining moment. And so these last 10 nights of Ramadan is the determining moment. And Allah has buried in those last 10 nights a very special treasure known as Laylatul Qadr, a night that is better than 1,000 months. And so the Prophet ﷺ, he told us, seek for Laylatul Qadr and seek it in the last odd nights of the month of Ramadan. And so the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, 7th and the 9th. No one knows exactly which day it is, but it is for the believer to be able to be motivated enough to seek it, to pick up the pace in acts of worship. And so this one night, what do you do in able to seek it? Or in these last 10 nights of Ramadan, or these last 10 days of Ramadan, what do? You increase. Whatever you were doing, you do more. If you were praying one salat during the nighttime, increase in that salat. And when you increase in your prayer, the prayer doesn't necessarily need to be made at the masjid. It could be made at home, it could be made anywhere where you're at. Most people, during these last 10 nights of Ramadan, they practice a very virtual practice known as i'tiqaf. And i'tiqaf, my brothers and sisters, is a practice that the Prophet ﷺ shared with us, where you go and retreat at the masjid. You may stay there for these last 10 nights as a means to focus. And so as you can see, it's a very important time. And so if you wish to also implement, and if you wish to also engage yourself, you might want to consider also practicing i'tiqaf during these last 10 nights of Ramadan. This is where you go to the masjid, you retreat there, you stay there as a way to focus, connect more with the book of Allah, be able to make more prayer, increase in acts of worship. And this is one of the ways to be able to increase your acts of worship during the last 10 days of Ramadan.